So, after 2 uneventful days of travel and camping, your party finds itself at Charwood, which is the next town over. To the east of Charwood is ample farmland, much more than you saw back in Albatross. Again, Albatross was primarily a fishing town, and there was maybe 3 farms that were around. The largest of which you guys had gone to a mission for, and I'm pretty sure you know now that it's not operating. I'm sure someone's going to take it over eventually. With Charwood, it's not that big of a city. I know there it looks like a lot of buildings here on the map that's up, but it's not that big of a city. Charwood is a medium-sized city compared to others that are much larger. It is a main hub of travel, though. Charwood, like many other cities, has a building that has a dedicated teleportation circle that has to be reconfigured for different towns. So there's fees charged for teleporting from one town to another because they have to communicate with the town that you're going to and pretty much link their teleportation circles for travel. So there's fees and things involved with doing that. Terralina is a special case. Terralina is its teleportation network. Uh, the one portal in and out of Terralina is warded, so the only way to get there is using a ticket that you purchase. It's a magical ticket that is consumed during travel, and attempting to teleport there without that ticket would probably spit you out somewhere just random. It could be another portal in another town, or it could be another realm altogether. So, the lesson is, if you're going to use a teleportation circle to go to Terralina, you better have a ticket.
Which we do.
Yes. Your party, in fact, has 5. And it was brought to your attention that you could possibly sell one of them. So, Charwood is broken up into about 5 districts. Like 5 main districts, and Shade is more of like a slum. It's not like a slum like people are completely living in poverty, but it's where the not so wealthy live. You have the West Ward, which is the oldest district. I know there's a place called Old District. Old District isn't as old as West Ward.
Mm-hmm.
There is lore behind. Yes, West Ward is the oldest part. West Ward is the oldest part of Charwood, and Old District is actually relatively new. And if you so care to find out, there is an in-game lore reason. You have Rockwell, which is more of a high-end shopping area. It's like where a lot of travelers go. It's like a tourist trap, essentially. And then you have Cherry Lane, which is your average general populace. There's some shops, some taverns, some accommodations there. So when you arrive, I would say that you're coming up from the south. So you're actually passing through Shade, heading towards the old district. And from there, it's just, what do you want to do?
We've traveled for a couple of days.
Yes, it's been about 2 days.
And Zaida has been stuck in Albatross. So she's looking for ages. She's looking for, like, the biggest, rowdiest tavern, probably. But she might, if somebody else wants to do something else, she might go along with that first.
Okay.
First things first, we need to end.
Need a what? An inn?
An inn. Yes.
Yes.
Well,
Sure, let's ask around, see what sort of inns are available.
it's all about how much you want to spend.
How much money do we have?
We have nothing.
Well, you can easily
Have a
gain
little.
money. And you can also gain money.
What do we have to do to gain money?
Sell the ticket.
Oh, yeah. I guess we should do that.
Maybe we should go to near where the teleportation circle is and see if people around there are trying to get tickets and basically scalp them.
That's a great
Then
idea.
she's like,
actually.
no, I don't mean actually scalp people. There's this term called scalping. But I'm not that kind of tiefling.
Are
I thought
you
you said
sure?
scout.
Uh,
Yes, let's do that. Sounds like a great idea, actually.
Okay.
why do I feel like this is gonna be bad?
'Cause you're always grumpy, that's why.
So, the teleportation circle where it is actually right between the building is between Rockwell and the old district. So
let's just say here.
yeah, around there. So when you get there, how do you go about trying to sell this ticket?
Is it like is it something that's discreet, or should we just shout it out?
No, we should not shout it out. Are you?
Well,
Oh, I swear to God,
it's a very valuable ticket.
I don't know. You guys figure it out.
Let's see. This is just. You see what I've been dealing with this entire time. This is how she's been.
Well, maybe we should look for people who look like they want to travel and when before they go in, be like, you don't need to buy a ticket to Terralina. You can buy one from us.
Well,
Give you a discount.
Well, I would say a better idea would be like, that bar you were talking about.
So
let's go to the bar and see how people deal it with there.
All right. I'm always ready to go to a bar.
Okay, I guess so. Let's go. Find a bar.
Yeah, people like to talk in bars.
okay, so
True.
now there are several bars within the city. The thing is, where would you want to go? Because again, Rockwell being a high-end area, Shade being the lower class, Westward Ward being an older place, so there's like taverns with history, but it's more like the type of place where you gotta be vetted, where it's like local stuff, and then Cherry Lane is the general populace, like where the normal folk go.
I think we could go to Rockwell, where people actually have money and like merchants who want to travel to Terralina would be.
And if anything, Rockwell
shouldn't go there.
We should try Cherry Lane after Rockwell.
What?
If anything, if Rockwell doesn't work, we should try Cherry Lane because you find like more different types of people. So like maybe we can find like a special person who really wants this ticket.
All right, sure.
Rockwell isn't going to work, but fine.
No, I'd say you're heading over.
It's Broxim's suggestion.
My suggestion is we go to Cherry Lane.
Okay. We try after.
Fine. They're not going to buy this ticket. These are people with money.
People with money are the ones who buy things.
You would think they'd be able to pay for their own ticket.
All right, so
Look, rich people love a deal as much as a poor person.
All right. If you can talk him into it.
All right.
Zaida just grins and says, I'm pretty good at that. We'll see.
All right, so you head over to the Rockwell area, and you
It's
see
far.
you see a
So the
stark,
nearest bar that we see.
and of course you see a stark difference between Shade, where you pass through, and Rockwell.
See,
Like,
look at all this.
there's
Look
a
at
big
this.
difference.
Look at this. Look at this. The street. Do you see this street? This street shines with gold. This is ridiculous. And you want to sell this here?
Actually, as you say that, you notice that the cobblestone is actually polished in some areas.
Polished in what?
In some of the areas, like in Rockwell, the cobblestone is actually polished.
Oh, okay.
Like some of
So
the shop,
where you
like some of the shops have a dedicated stone polisher who will come by, wax and polish the stones to keep their storefronts looking shiny.
Sure, like you do. Makes sense. Zaida takes this all in stride like she totally belongs there, even though she really doesn't.
Broxim is just completely slowly following behind following behind the party like I can't believe we're doing this. We're actually really doing this. And meanwhile, clutching and holding his book as if it's still the most valuable thing on the planet to him.
So, in Rockwell, there's a bar called the Golden Gullet, and it is pretty fancy. There is, in fact, a solid gold tankard that sits on top of the sign that says Golden Gullet.
Fancy.
Is that the place you want to go?
It sure is.
Oh boy.
Alrighty, let's go then.
They've got good drinks.
How do you know?
You probably sense it in
Any
their
drink
voice.
is a good drink.
Oh wow.
I'm not buying anything from this place. I probably couldn't afford it.
Gotta spend money to make money, Zaida says. And she walks on in
Alright.
with
true.
swagger.
Again, slowly walking behind them, trying to stick to the shadows as much as possible.
Wow, you don't gotta be like that. Let's go.
So when you walk in, most people are so into themselves that they don't bother to look in your direction. But your party does catch a couple of glances and some sneers.
I whisper at Celeste, we're not even dressed for this kind of place.
It's a
We're
bar.
probably
What do you guys dress like?
Do you see people? They're gonna kick us out. They're gonna kick us out.
Actually,
Oh my gosh.
you see many of the patrons are dressed in fineries, but there are a couple of folks that you think are travelers like yourselves. They're not dressed as fancy, but they look like they might have tried to dress to fit in.
Zaida holds her head high and goes directly to the bar. I'll have a pint, please.
So, when you get up to the bar, you see what you think is a dwarf. He looks like a dwarf, but he's tall. Like, freakishly tall for what a dwarf would be, but he looks dwarven. That's just the feel you get from him. He's a large fellow, large belly, and his hair is red and almost looks like flame. Not literal flame, but just like curly and twirled in such a way that you would think his hair and beard were on fire if you were drunk enough. So you ask for a pint.
Yes.
He'll look at you and say, "A pint of what?"
Ale, sir?
"Oh, we have ale. We have plenty of ales." "What type of ale?" And he reaches behind the counter and gets you a long list of more ales than you've probably heard of. And he says, everything is brewed right here in house.
What sort of names is it? Are they descriptive names, or are they sort of random weird names, or
They are all.
you don't have to come up with them?
No,
What?
I can give you a list later, but it's like they are all fanciful names. But
Alright,
luckily, there are little descriptions written under each one.
Okay. So Zaida picks the one with the sexiest sounding name. She says it somewhat loudly. Basically, she orders sex on the beach.
Kinky one, huh?
I called to Celeste. I whispered to Celeste, I'm like, see, you should be doing this. I mean, you're the high elf, right? This is your kind of place.
So what you ordered is the Salacious Encounter in Cyrodiil.
Yes.
So he says, nice choice. It's actually one I've brewed up recently. It's a new recipe. He goes back behind the bar, like into a room, and comes back with a tankard and puts it down in front of you. He says, first one's on the house. You're new around here.
I am. I'm just passing through. I'll be headed to Terralina next.
Oh, Terralina. We get many of folk that comes through here wanting to go there.
Oh, such as?
Well, there's lots of business that goes on there. In fact, I have a brother. He owns a distillery in Terralina. He's just starting up, though.
What's this distillery's name? I might have to visit while I'm there.
He says, oh, his distillery bears our family name, Copperbelly.
Copperbelly. I'll make a note of it.
Yes.
You're a fine brewmaster, sir. This ale is exemplary.
I write down Copperbelly in my book.
He says, aye, thank you. So you write down Copperbelly and give me a d20 roll to determine. I just want to determine how much information you get from this.
Oh, wait. Why isn't it?
Just a straight d20. You know, no modifiers.
Damn.
Well,
sometimes that's how it goes.
The information it just kicks back is, just dwarven surname, Copperbelly.
Okay.
Yes, I'm having you roll for, how much information you get from now on, because I realized I gave you a potentially game-breaking item.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's why. That is why I write everything in the book. And I'm like, okay, how far can I push this?
Yeah, I'm like, he's using it too much. I gotta stop him.
Not all the time.
But the trick is, if you do give it information, you usually get back information without a cost. That's something I'm sure your character has realized by now. But yeah, it just tells you that it's a surname for dwarves.
Okay. I pay it no mind, and I'm like, okay. We seem to be all right. I poke at Celeste again. Celeste, you should talk to this gentleman. You're a high elf. Maybe your name can help us sell this thing.
Oh. All right. So I guess I'll go talk to somebody. I don't know how to approach them. I'll just pick someone. I don't know. Yeah, I'll just pick someone random.
Just some random person.
Oh.
Yeah, man. What are they making?
So, if you want to just pick a random patron, then I will say that there's a group of 3 men sitting at one table, and they're chatting and laughing away. There is a couple who seem to be enjoying a nice drink. They might be out on a date. And then you have another one, another table that is closest to you. I'm just naming like the three closest. The last table is about four, individuals, three males, one female, and they're just talking like, general friends and sharing a drink. And when I say sharing a drink, they're literally sharing a drink. It's just like a big bowl, like, and they're yes, and there's all straws in it, and they're drinking from it together.
What does that save money? Um, yeah. Why are you doing that? Okay, I want to go ask them what's going on.
Okay. So
I'm gonna be like, "Hi, my name's like whatever my like Celeste. Like I don't know. How do I like? Yeah, okay. Well, I'll go. Hi, my name's Celeste. And I don't know from there. Like I'll see how they react. I'm trying to like. I forgot my last name.
I believe you chose Lunafire for your own last name before.
Lunafire. Okay, it might be strange to like introduce with my name, but I don't think it's that weird. So I'm gonna go up and be like, "Hi, my name's Celeste Lunafire. I just was gonna ask, what are you guys doing?"
And this is the ones that are drinking out of essentially a giant punch bowl.
Yeah.
Yes. One of them stops drinking and looks at you and says, "Oh, it's a communion bowl. We're all friends here. We're just chilling and, sharing a drink."
A communion bowl. What does that mean?
It means that we commune together, our spirits and our drink. It all just mingles together.
Yuck, that's German. I'll pass on that.
And you think that, just not even having to do a check for it, you're pretty sure they're all a little out of it.
Yeah. It's like spiritual hippie. Stuff.
They're basically smoking a hookah together, only it's a drink.
Yes.
Yeah.
Are you?
It's like they're drinking absinthe.
If you want, either of you that are watching this table at the moment can roll me a perception check if you're like actively watching them.
Or just give me a minute. Yeah, alright, good.
Ooh.
Yes, it is a good roll.
Okay. So you guys don't exactly see what happens, but the female sitting with them, you just kind of see her lift her arm and just kind of wave her hand over the bowl. You don't know what she did, if she did anything, but you just kind of see her wave her hand over the bowl real quick and then take a big gulp.
This is creeping me out. I'm concerned about these guys, but I'm gonna mind my business. I don't think they want the ticket. I'll go ahead and ask those three guys. They look like they might be travelers.
Okay.
I'll go up to them and I'll say, "Hello, my name's Celeste Lunafire. I'm a traveler and I just wanted to introduce myself."
You see one in mid-drink stop, and he does the kind of like, like choke a little. And he says, "Lunafire?"
Yes, Lunafire. How may I be of service today?
The elven Lunafire. Obviously, the ears, you're elf. But the Lunafire. Noble family?
I mean, I didn't think I had such an introduction, but
comes up and says, "Well, obviously, you've heard of her."
Oh, I see what you're doing.
It's like, well, of course anyone can say that they're a Lunafire. Why would a Lunafire be so far away from their elven village? They're isolationists the last time I've checked. No one's seen any around here in over, and he's just like counting on his fingers. He's like, 50 years or so since the Lunar Fire has even graced us with their presence.
What do I have?
But that doesn't mean that she's not a lunar fire.
Yeah.
Just because, with people, like you said, people travel here and there and things happen.
Exactly.
Zaida turns to Celeste and says, I know that you are new to this, but really, these people are below you, my lady. You don't need to greet every person in this tavern.
Oh my, is that true? Should I not talk to them?
She's trying to she's trying to persuade these people that you are what you say you are, and that you're a high lady.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, give me a persuasion roll.
Or I guess it's not deception. I guess it is persuasion.
Because technically, you aren't deceiving them. So if she has some type of proof of her family, then
Hell
yeah.
yes.
Okay.
Whoa.
So when you're saying this, the guy just stops and goes, "Wait. I'm sorry for doubting you. I'm sure your servant here is, just trying to protect you. We mean you no
That's
harm."
right. I'm her bodyguard.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
Yeah, you
He's
better
just
be
stuttering.
sorry.
He's just stuttering, trying to find the words to say, I'm sorry for insulting your station as bodyguard and calling you a mere servant.
It's okay, kind sir. Now may I ask you a question?
Uh, yes. I was going to ask proof of your lineage, but obviously, the way you carry yourself, I have no reason to doubt you.
Perfect. Now, are you a traveler, sir?
I'm well traveled, but this is my home.
Are any of your friends travelers?
The other two gentlemen look at each other and smirk and say, "We've been known to travel here and there," and laugh like, they have an inside joke going on.
Okay, well, I may have something that you have been seeking. Are you trying to get out of, get to Terralina?
It's like, Terralina? Ah, that vile place. Sure, it'd be great, but I've heard it's dangerous.
I thought you called yourself travelers.
Yes, we travel. But Terralina, it's new. Not well established, in my opinion. Though I've never been.
Isn't that the perfect chance for you to start something great there, though? You'd be the first to do anything.
Hmm. Hmm. He strokes his chin a bit, saying, I don't believe there's any accounting duties there. That is what I do here. I'm an accountant, and I make good coin that way.
Zaida breaks in and says, even our good master brewmaster here, Copperbelly, his cousin is starting a new brewery there. It's the land of new beginnings and new opportunities.
Precisely.
Hmm.
Are you sure you want to pass up such an amazing opportunity? You can pioneer a new start to your career. You can be the #1 accountant in that area.
He's gonna need some convincing, so can I get a persuasion check from who's I'm thinking it's like, who's really trying to sell this? Because the other is going to be going to roll for, just bonus, just additional helping out.
I would say Zeta would be the one that's really trying to sell
So
it.
so Zeta, persuasion, and Celeste, just give me a D4 for a little boost in helping her.
Okay.
Oh,
You don't
D4,
get
yeah,
to-
okay.
Alright. So that makes it
There
a
you go.
grand total of 10. So
yay!
he's not very
That's
convinced.
pretty even.
He says, I'm pretty comfortable here. But you think
Well, you can keep your comfort, sir. We have other better people to talk to. My lady?
All right. I'm assuming you're putting your arm out, so I'll just put my arm in there. And, you know, I'll say we're getting ready to go then.
Zaida glances around and finds an empty table to park her friend, and then she glances around also to see if anybody is doing any gambling or gaming.
there is a card game going on in one corner of the bar. And that's the only real gambling that you see.
Cards, not really a thing.
You think that what they see as like there's card games and board games which are considered higher tier, you know, the thinking
Right.
person's game, and then the games of
Right.
chance are more for what they would
The
consider
lowbrow.
yes, the riffraff like to take chances.
That's fair. That's fair. Looking around, did anybody seem to take notice of our talk of Terralina?
You think that well, looking around now, give me a perception check. Or
Oh, good. I'm great at those.
That sounds like a perception check.
you don't.
Can I also do a perception as to whether I heard anyone talk about, or rather, see that we were talking about Terralina?
Well, at this point, I would say that you're sitting at the table. Well, did you go with them when they went to sit at an empty table, or are you just standing around the bar? Oh, okay, so you can give me a perception check to just look around and see if you notice anyone doing anything odd.
Nope.
Damn it! And I had a +2. Oh, come on. That means I rolled a 3. That means I rolled a 3. That's so messed up.
And this is only because you're This is only because you're actively looking for someone. Okay. So, do you guys order any more drinks while you're waiting, or you know, to think about what you're doing?
Yes.
Yeah,
I am now. I whip out my book because I feel like this is a safe place to whip out my book because nothing will really happen in this kind of area. Because, and I'm like, well, at least there's one good thing about this place. At least I can read here. And I bring it out and I open it.
Just passively, like you notice some people kind of glance over and see your book, and yeah, they take some interest in it because it's a white leather-bound book with gold trim, so it's something fancy.
Do I notice any of this?
Yeah, just passively. If you're just looking up, you might catch a glance or two.
I continue to put my nose in my book, and I ask the book about Charwood, specifically the section of Rockwell.
Give me a roll for that.
Oh,
damn it! Come on!
The
dice are just not with me. The dice are just not with me.
Yeah, when I rolled on like D&D Beyond too, I also got a 1 for that last roll I did, and on here. It was crazy.
Oh my god.
Hey, that's just how the dice roll sometimes.
Dice, it's not with me.
So, the information you get about Charwood is that it's called Charwood because the town is built on what was formerly a forest that burned down.
Okay.
Many of the older structures in the West Ward are made from the Charwood. It seems that the trees that were there, some of them that were caught in the fire, and this is just like general knowledge that the people have, is like lore that if you stayed around long enough you'd find out, but your book is giving you this information that some of the wood there seemed to be changed, seemed resistant to the fire, and that charred wood was used to make many of the buildings in West Ward. As far as Rockwell, it just says Rockwell is new. That area is new.
Can I say that I presume that Rockwell is only named Rockwell because they ran out of wood and everything is made of rocks? And so, because I have a jeweler's kit, I would know jewelry and things of that nature and polishes. So that's how I immediately know about the cobblestone and how it's polished and all of that.
That is actually a really good assumption.
Yes.
But honestly, out of game, like Rockwell was built by someone with the last name Rockwell. That section of the city was just built by a Rockwell. But like in character, like for you, just assuming that it's because there's rocks everywhere. Yes, that's
yes,
it.
Yes, that's it. Because right, and they ran out of wood because everything else was used. So there you go.
Logic checks out. Sure.
Right, the logic checks out. Yes, and that's what the book had to tell me.
No, that's what your character thinks.
Right, that's my character. That's what my character thinks because the book didn't tell me anything else about it. So there you go.
But Zaida will order a round of drinks for them and serve them to the the high elf lady. She does the serving. And is sort of just listening to conversations at this point and trying to get a bead on other people to approach.
What it's easier for me to just look and see what everyone's passive perception is. Let's see.
I put my passive perception in the Roll20, so it's right there on my name.
Yeah, I'm looking at.
Mine's a 9.
Yes. Broxim's a 12. Wow, Celeste is the 13. So, Celeste, Josh, Broxim,
Yes.
you see a bit of a shadow approaching, but it's already at the table by the time you notice it's a figure. And Celeste, you notice just enough to see that there's a person walking towards the table. And Zaida, you're like just turning up your drink, so you didn't notice anything.
Yeah.
Okay, I put my head over my book and I say, yes. What do you want?
So this cloaked figure, face hidden, mouth wrapped, is shady, so for lack of a better word. He says, I heard you talking about Terralina.
Oh my god.
I need passage there.
Well, passage costs money, friend.
I can pay. I have a job to do.
Name your price first.
You wouldn't want me to name my price. What do you want for the ticket?
Yes.
He's giving me creepy vibes, guys.
Do we know what they're worth?
Yes, Korra told you that they're usually worth about 1,000 gold. And
Okay.
if you had stayed around the portal and looked around, you would have seen a sign that had the current listing of prices for, tickets to different areas. So it would have given you the price for that day of a ticket to Terralina.
Yeah.
He's shady though, guys. And okay, so I'm whispering, like trying to at least, and I'm like, he's shady, guys. Is there a reason why he can't buy it from an official retailer? You see his weird laugh. You guys think we should sell?
If he has the gold, we'll sell to anyone.
That's true.
Tell him 1,000 gold.
Okay, fine, sir. How does 1,200 gold sound to you?
1,200 gold pieces. That's the current going rate for a ticket to Terralina.
Exactly.
Oh, I figure since obviously you can't buy it from an official retailer, you have to do a bit of a premium.
He says, I'm guessing you didn't come across that ticket through an official channel.
What do you care where it comes from? You just need to get one.
Well,
do you have the gold or not, friend?
I would have easily taken the ticket a long time ago if I could have used it. Tickets are special.
What does that mean?
What does that mean?
A bit of information for you about these tickets. The one that you're trying to sell me. When you got it, was it part of a set? Were there more than one?
Does that matter?
It might, he says as he starts picking at his nails.
No, we only have the one. I'm deceiving him.
Yes, give me a deception check.
Not my best.
That's pretty good.
But pretty good. Pretty average.
I'd even look at it.
15.
It's 20. 5.
No, 15 total.
Oh.
Right.
So he believes you.
Yeah.
But he's still skeptical.
So what's the why does that matter anyway?
Well, it seems that you might not part with this ticket if I don't tell you. And it would benefit me to know if you're lying to me or not. But tickets that are sold, he said, he continues, tickets that are sold as a set, they're bonded together to better ward against stealing. So if one tries to use it without the others, as in if you try and leave your party, it doesn't quite work. It's the same thing as if you tried to go to Terralina Without a ticket, there's no telling where you could end up, or where parts of you could end up.
Oh my.
It's troubling.
So,
do you have the gold or not?
Can I do an inception check to see if I believe he's telling the truth?
Insight. Go ahead.
Yes. Damn it! How come every time I roll, it's like
You can't tell. You can't tell. He says, "It's pointless for me to buy the ticket if it's part of a set.
I just told you it wasn't.
I'll give you 800 gold."
Wait, guys. Okay, so I'm whispering, right? If what he says is true, then like.
Shh. I know, but make the sale first.
Maybe we should try somebody else.
Make the sale first.
Can I write in my
get
book?
1,000 from him.
Can I write in my book about tickets? What do you call it? Teleportation tickets.
Sure, go ahead.
I write in my book about teleportation tickets. To see if I can find out more information on teleportation tickets.
I'm going to need
whether or not.
I'm going to need. So, this is not giving information. This is just asking for information, right?
Yes.
Okay, so. You get a familiar message saying that the information will cost.
Damn it.
Do you accept?
I write in my book. Why does it always cost? Haven't I given you enough?
If the book could laugh, you feel that the book is laughing. But there's no reply.
Never mind. Close the book.
800 is way below market price.
You're telling
Zaida stands up and looks down at the guy. I'm assuming he's not over 6'2".
No.
And says, "If you can't afford it, just walk away."
He says,
"Make us a better offer."
He says,
"And she intimidate him?"
"You can try. Go ahead."
Oh, I'm actually not proficient in this, so I've only got... Alright, that's better.
Oh, yes. Awesome.
Let's see what the dice say. You are quite intimidating. He puts his arms to his sides and says, "I'm not looking to quarrel. I have to get to Terralina. I have work to do."
So?
Gotta pay up then.
I whisper to Celeste, maybe we can use this guy. He could probably join us.
He says,
I mean, if what he's telling is the truth, and we're all going to Terralina, then maybe it'd be beneficial that he join us.
He's so creepy.
He says 800.
Yes, creepy.
800 is more than generous.
800? No. Zaida shakes her head. There's plenty of people around here who would spend over 1,000 on this ticket. If you won't, then we'll go somewhere else.
Then take me.
take you?
I am at your service. Once my job is done, I will serve you for a time. I must get to Terralina.
So
I
800
wish
is really all you have?
Zaida looks around to see if there's anybody else around here who looks interested in this conversation.
Give me a perception check.
I love doing those. Makes me so happy
could I
to
also
hear
do a
you say
perception
that.
check?
Yeah. 8.
Oh, can I look too? Like I'm looking. I'm scared. Like I'm looking for people too.
Sure,
Also do a perception check.
I'll allow it.
Oh,
Nice, Celeste.
nice, nice, nice. Yes.
So, even with an unnatural 20, and I say unnatural because the +3, you rolled a 17. Anyway, even with an unnatural 20, the only person that's really taking interest in this is the barkeep. Mr. Copperbelly over there. He is furiously cleaning a glass and staring in your direction, anticipating that there might be trouble.
Really?
And he doesn't want you to wreck his establishment. And he's just watching, making sure things don't escalate.
Why would they fight over this? I don't understand. So
Zaida
he's not buying.
sighs and sits back down. Sounds like he doesn't have enough, but if you want to take him on as a charity case, my lady, then I suppose it's up to you.
All right, sir. If we're doing this, I need some information about you. I need your name. I need to write down a contract, how long, and exactly what you might be doing for us. Oh wait. But aren't we supposed to check out Cherry? Well, where are we now? We have to check out.
We're in Rockwell right now, but we will check out Cherry Lane. We haven't.
Yeah. So maybe he's our number one, and we'll consider him. He just needs to tell us he seems pretty desperate, so he needs to tell us what he intends on helping us with, on paper, and then we'll come and where we can meet him again if we decide to sell to him, and we'll come back after we do Cherry Lane.
All right. So the name he gives you is Zexus.
Is that with a Z or an X?
With an X.
Like this?
Close.
Mm-hmm.
No.
It doesn't matter, I guess.
It is Xexes, but there's 2 S's.
It's the second
you're
one?
close. The first one with an extra X, with an extra S. There we go. Zexus.
Thank you. It helps me pronounce it when I can see the spelling. Go ahead.
But yes, he says his name is Zexus.
I write his name in the book.
He says that his family name is forbidden to give. And apologizes.
Zexus Ventigive?
No,
Okay.
he says that he cannot give you his family name.
Oh, okay. I write his name in my book.
So when you write the name Zexus, it says your book will return the information of old name, very old name.
Suspicious.
Okay. I did tell Celeste. This could
Have
be
you
bad.
have you given us a physical description of this guy? Like, what's his race and dress and?
You can't quite tell. He has a cloak on. His mouth is covered. You can see a little bit of his eyes as not quite like Jawa glowing eyes, but You can see a faint reflection of light on his eyes. There's not enough light to get a skin tone. He's wearing gloves and he's just kind of wrapped up, like face covered in a cloak. And I know I said he was picking his nails, but they're poking through his gloves.
Damn it! The book isn't helping.
But Allison, if you want to investigate him, you can do it with advantage.
Oh, goody. I'm great at that, too.
Nice!
Nice.
Yeah.
Woo!
Funny.
You're quite sure that he might be a tiefling, like you. The faint light.
Zaida.
Just saying, the faint light in the eyes, his fingernails, which are kind of claw-like, that are poking through his gloves. Yeah, you think he might be trying to hide the fact that he's a tiefling.
Well, friend, tell us a little bit about your business in Terralina.
I can't say much about that. The nature of it all. My client. But there's something I have to remove from Terralina.
Sounds exciting. Listen,
Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
do you have anything else of value? Maybe it's not coin, but something to make up the excess?
Well, he did offer himself.
Yeah, but what do we know about? We don't want a new servant. I mean, what is he going to do for us? Why should we trust
Well,
that he would do anything for us once we get there?
true, but I guess that's up to Celeste, isn't it?
He says, my blood would be my bond.
So that's a no on the extra stuff. Right.
A contract. A contract with my true name and my blood. It would be my bond to you.
My ears perk up at this. And and with that, I say that sounds good enough to me. Me knowing about this whole blood bond.
You don't even know anything about what blood bonds. You just go for it because you have no restraint.
Hey, I had no restraint, but I do want to know. So, that being the case, the book tells all, and the book knows.
Okay, well, I assume it's pretty early in the day. His name is Mr. X. We'll call Mr. X, take his offer into consideration, and let's arrange a time to meet up again and tell him, like, the decision we came to. We still have to check out Cherry Lane, like we said.
Then I'll just wait. I'll wait here.
Okay, at the bar. Okay, in Rockwell. We got you.
You'll return.
Don't wait up too long. Enjoy yourself.
What was the name of this bar again? The
Golden Gullet.
Golden Gullet.
Oh, Gullet.
Try not to keep you waiting too long. Au revoir.
He whispers something. And it all depends on what languages you know, if you know what he says.
I speak Infernal and Common.
You're like double speaking. Are you?
Oh,
I speak
Infernal and Common.
Okay. So Infernal Common.
I speak Celestial, Dwarvish Common, Elvish, Gnomish, and Undercommon.
And so
I don't know what the elf language is and the common language.
Okay, so Zaida, you know what he said. he spoke in Infernal, and he's just saying, that he's wasting time, but he has no choice. Just one of those talking to yourself type things. Just comes out. It's not directed at any particular person.
Well, that's what you have to do when you don't get the money. Anyways.
Right. So we do want to go to Cherry Lane now.
Yeah.
We're shopping around.
Exactly. Bites at the first offer. Nobody.
Only suckers. We're not suckers.
Exactly. No one is a sucker here except Broxim, but
You did pretty well in there. You're starting to get this whole bargaining thing. But the reason I didn't reveal that it was a set was in case he was, the type to steal it off of us. I would have told him after he bought it because we don't want to end up in pieces, but
okay.
Sometimes you have to hold back some of the information. It's not really lying. It's, just selective truths.
Okay. Guess that makes sense.
Can we just not do that again?
I think it went well.
I'm glad you enjoyed yourself.
What was your book telling you?
Again, absolutely nothing. It always was a price.
A price? What kind of book demands payment?
You didn't see what I saw. Those
Okay.
people in there. Those people in there really liked my book. Everyone likes my book for some reason. As I clench my book closer.
Actually, I know you usually wear your book on your back, but as you're walking around, do you have it out in the open like that?
It's usually covered by my pack that's also on my back. So it's like the book is inside the pack.
Okay.
And at this point, I have put the book back inside my pack.
Okay.
So that it's all secure.
All right. It's just an important tidbit knowing whether or not you're walking around with it in the open.
No. I'm not walking around with it in the open.
So you guys are going to make your way to Cherry Lane looking for another drinking establishment.
Yep.
All right, so we'll just end with you showing up at the Cherry Pit. Little dive.
Cherry Lane.
No.
Cherry Pit is the name of. Okay.
It's a little dive bar. A little dive bar in Cherry Lane, known as the Cherry Pit. And compared to Rockwell, it looks more homey. It's
here we go.
It's
this
quaint.
Is my kind of place.
Good old salt of the earth type people, you know what I mean?
Yes. Salt of the earth type people. It's nice and quiet. My kind of place.
Actually, it's not quiet at all. These people are a little more boisterous. There's more conversations overlapping one another. It's quite lively.
Not quiet at all. Okay. I look around and I say, this would be my kind of place if not for the craziness. Of course, I say this after hearing all of the laughter and the ruckus in the Cherry Pit.
But yeah, we'll pick back up with this next week.